Back for round 2, winning the die roll and playing first. Now, this hand is once again not a hand we can keep. We have a nice curve starting at 4 with Lumberknot into a 5-drop, but of course that's not remotely keepable, so I would like to mulligan. This hand is not much better, not giving us anything to do before turn 5. Then we could drop Use Spirit and like maybe make it a 7-7 if we are still alive at this point. The question is if we have a better shot on 5 cards on the play. Let's see if our opponent mulligans. Our opponent is keeping, and I think we are keeping too. I can't imagine many 5-card hands that are much better than this, so I don't like this hand, but I don't think I can go down to 5 on the play with this deck, and I still have the chance to simply draw myself into a 3 and a 4-drop, and then this 2-punch combo should actually be quite nice. Also giving me something to do with my mana if I draw too many lands. Okay, playing against red-white aggro with a handful of 5-drops is not where you want to be, but Borderland Ranger certainly makes it much better. As always, Borderland Ranger and 5-drops are good friends. Also a reason why mulliganing isn't too bad in this format. If you have Borderland Ranger in your deck, you get so much out of it. And now if we manage to draw something to play next turn, it would be really great. That's unfortunate, making our blocks impossible. That's something we can play, which is exactly what we wanted. And of course we're going to make one of our creatures a 3/3. It's possible to double block with 2 2/2s, but that leaves you vulnerable to lots of stuff. That's okay. I mean, we are going to take another 3 because he played the equipment, but after we've dropped the Geist Trappers, it's not going to be a problem anymore. I'm going to pair this with my other 3/3. And he's going to start shooting stuff, it looks like. It's possible that he has Thatcher's Revolt and a way to kill the Use Spirit that way, but it's not something I can account for now. I still have Blessings of Nature, potentially on the Use Spirit, potentially on the Wandering Wolf, depending on what happens now. And that's not something I'm really afraid of. It takes away my Timberland Guide, okay. Okay, now I'm a little more afraid of Thatcher's Revolt. Let's see. If I make this a 7/7 and he takes it once, it's lethal afterwards, so he'd really have to watch out. And that could be a nice game plan. I do have the 2 blockers here, so if he doesn't have Thatcher's Revolt, he shouldn't have a good attack. If he does have Thatcher's Revolt, he's probably killing me independent of what I do. The alternative would be to go Wandering Wolf and Blessings it, giving me an alternative win condition with the Wolf and more defenders. So let's just see how much damage I will take. If he attacks with everything and I have my 2 blockers, I'm blocking 2 creatures and taking 7, going down to 7, which is not a problem, and he needs to chump block from then on. If he has Thatcher's Revolt, he deals an additional 9 basically. So I'm just dead if he has Thatcher's Revolt. But if I play Wandering Wolf and then Blessings, and he goes Thatcher's Revolt, kills my spirit, and attacks with everything, then I have 3 blockers, eating 3 of his largest creatures, still taking around 9, going down to 5. Yeah, then I would be alive against Thatcher's Revolt, but I'm not any closer to winning the game. So I think if he has Thatcher's Revolt, I'm losing, but I'm going to put all eggs in one basket and just try to win with the Use Spirit here. And he drew a Miracle, it seems like. He's stopping in his draw step. Might be a good idea to just stop on my turn in my draw step to not show my opponents when I draw miracles, but I feel like it's not that important. Okay, he's tapping the mana that could be used to Thatcher's Revolt, but I thought that he drew a miracle, so I don't know what's happening here. No, he didn't. Okay, so he just stopped in his draw step. Now he has Lightning Prowess. Okay, Lightning Prowess means that this guy is pretty tough to block, but I still have 2 very good blocks here and here. Now Use Spirit has to be blocked, and Geist Trappers could get in for some damage, but it's Use Spirit I'm counting on to win this game, so I don't think I'm attacking with the Trappers. I could drop the Malcontents here, but all they would do is prevent 1 damage from his equipped creature, so that doesn't seem reasonable. Okay, I think he's just stopping in each of his draw steps to not show me any miracles, basically. Of course, he has to continue chump blocking the spirit like we planned. And we can soulbond these 2. Still possible that we lose this game, which is why I'm racing with the Trappers. But it might have been bad if he has something like Fervent Cathar. The attack with the Trappers is kind of risky. And he's pretty close to burning us out now, down to 4. So let's see. I think we can once again attack with everything. We basically have to. And now he's going to shoot one of our humans in response. But that gives us 1 life at least. Oh no, that was... I think that was really stupid. I bring him down to 1, but now any human he draws is lethal. Because he can attack and then shoot. So we are basically taking 3 here. Yeah, right. I think we threw this one away. I didn't realize that we were dead against his ping. I thought if we had 1 human, it's okay. So played this far too offensively, and he drew the right card as well. He drew a human, but that was unnecessary, I think. The problem is if I don't play this aggressively with the trappers, then he just any human he draws anyway is going to give him 1 more turn. So that was my reasoning. But that was a close game. I don't know. I probably could have won, but it's not always the case that you played wrong if you could have won. It's simply that's not how it always works. So I do want the natural end this time to get his enchantment. He didn't play any flyers I can think of, so Thunderbolt doesn't seem too great. Now looks like I really only need to have enough early game stuff and a way to win as well. His deck is looks quite good. So natural end, maybe taking out Thunderbolt. Could put in a Snare the Skies instead, but I kind of like my setup. The Lightning Pros is going to be a problem. It's really hard to beat for me. I might even want Vanguard's Shield here, but that's usually not a card I'm a big fan of. So I think I'm going to try it with this setup. And we're going to play first. This hand needs a mountain to do anything, so I don't think I can keep it. I could draw one of my many green drops, but both of these are only good if I have the mountain, and even then they aren't spectacular. I think I'm going to mulligan, and that's a much nicer hand. Even though we need 1 land, we are putting on so much more pressure. And let's go for Current Striker. It's possible that we have to drop Wandering Wolf next turn. And I'm actually not going to block. With this hand, I think I only win if I have a chance to raise him. Despite him being the more aggressive deck in general, I think that the hand I have here has the potential to just win like that. Okay, now it's more difficult. Now I need to draw the land for the Force Mage. Lightning Pros is really good against me. It's just a very good card overall. And thankfully he doesn't have Vigilante Justice as well to deal 2 damage. And I think I can attack with the Force Mage as well. The only way to kill it would be... Oh no, he can block with the Prophet and then shoot, so I can't do that. We already have 2 mountains, so let's get a forest. These are paired, so you can also pump the Prophet, which means that Wandering Wolf is blockable next turn. That's a nice draw. Now, killing Stonewhite has to be a good play here. And I'm not going to allow for these to trade. There's a good chance that he doesn't have a blocker for the wolf, and if it comes through 2 more times, I can burn him out with Thunderous Wrath. Whoa. Okay, he found a way to increase the power of his creatures, which is important to block Wandering Wolf. So, given that, I think I'm just going to take 4 here. I probably need to attack with all my creatures next turn. Looks kind of risky what he's doing here, dealing 4 to me, given that he's on quite a low life total. Now he's down to 5, so if I draw a land, I'm winning. But I could also attack with all my creatures and have another route to victory. Now he's going to eat the Wandering Wolf, block the Forest Mage, take 4. He isn't killing me next turn, so I think these creatures aren't important enough to keep them around. He also didn't loot with the Prophet, which could mean that he forgot or that he just didn't think it's important enough. And we have drawn Blessings of Nature to pump Wandering Wolf. And that's enough. So any land would have done it, he doesn't know it, but being able to make Wandering Wolf a 6/5 is of course enough. Phew. So yeah, we didn't see anything unexpected. He's trying to win with his ground creatures, which means it's good that we took out the Thunderbolts, and we should have larger ground creatures overall, even though he has some really good ones. We could try to keep Pillar of Flame for his Undying guy or the Paladin, and potentially one more trick would be nice. Sheltering Word could be worse than Snare the Skies. I like the life gain though, the life gain is really good. Flowering Lumberknot, I think 1 is okay. We don't really want more. Although Heirs of Stormkirk are awful against him. So let's take this out and put another Lambonaut in. Just for the potential. I can't really count the amount of mulligans we are taking, but this is another one. So this hand is really mediocre. Dropping a Malcontents and nothing else against his deck with Lightning Prowess. And the Pathbreaker Worm doesn't help either. I think this hand is dead to too many cards that can handle a 1 toughness creature. Going to mulligan to 5. And keep that instead. Now this might sound weird. I had 4 lands, a 3-drop and a 6-drop, but I think there's too much stuff he can have that just deals with the Malcontents, and then I have nothing while he's beating me down. And I'm happy that he isn't he hasn't played a 2-drop there. Now I was hoping for something with only 1 toughness, but it's a Ringleader, and I'm going to have to riot it, which means that his better cards are active now. But with this hand I can't really take any chances. If he has the Undying Hound or something, that's it. But now I'm not drawing lands and the Malcontents aren't active. But if I start drawing lands now, things might work out fine. Although the Commander and Justice is probably my death knell. Yeah, I mean, any creature he plays is just insanely good. And the problem is I have another 1 toughness creature in my hand, so which I can't even cast, so as you can see, I'm not winning this game, sadly, but well, I'm still happy about my mulligan decisions. I would have preferred not to take any mulligans, but that's how it goes. So I think that's just how it goes. I think our deck was fine. It wasn't perfect. We had some tough luck with the with our starting hands. I think far too many, or a few too many mulligans for a 17 land deck, and the mulligans weren't always 1-landers, but sometimes also too many lands. So this is just the part of the spectrum where you can't do much about. But we also saw that you can easily win with a mulligan to 6 and even 5, because the early game is so important, and then you can draw the important cards later. So I really like the match against the Terminus opponent, where we managed to win, also because we boarded in a Master Components and well, won a close game 3. Here I think we saw that it's possible to beat the red deck, but he has Paladin, Hound, Justice, Commander, and a lot of good support cards, and we kind of drew the wrong half of our deck here after mulligan to 5. So yeah, I don't think there's too much to say about this. If we have a simple blocker for the Riot Ringleader, and we can Pillar of Flame the Commander instead, and we draw lands to drop something like a Swine and hopefully Wolfir Silverheart, then this board looks a lot different, but that's how it goes. So our deck was okay. We could have made the finals, but we didn't have to, and we couldn't manage a fast enough start to cope with the red deck's aggression and also card quality in this case. So this was Simon Götzen recording for MTG Academy. You're watching Simon Says, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Bye bye.